series we saw last time. Obviously, we're still in round 2 of pool play, so it's retaliation hardpoint. We saw what is going to be one of the best comebacks we've seen in APAC so far, of Tainted Minds getting the W there. James, we saw that map. Are we going to be seeing a whitewash one way or another, or are we going to be seeing both teams here go neck and neck throughout that first hardpoint?
I'm hoping for the neck and neck. You know, Retaliation isn't really a map that's known for massive blowouts compared to, you know, Breakout that we saw a lot of yesterday. So Retaliation, for me, is going to really come down to who can rotate early and get complete control of a hill and just an entire area of the map. It's not really that easy to, I guess, get into some of those hills, especially like Graveyard, sort of Cathedral area. You can lock that down so easily because there's only 2 choke points you can come into it.
Yeah, I mean, just because there's more, you know, this is a kind of map that has so many cutoff points on those hard points. It's very, very difficult to, unless you have a solid setup, it's going to be difficult for those guys to get long bouts of time at a time. So I feel like unless either team is playing out of their skin and they're really able to assert themselves early on in the game, I feel like this is going to be a very, very scrappy, you know, back and throw affair between both sides. But look, man, anything can happen. It's kind of game, you know, the first game of the day. One little fun fact, though, is the guys on Rampage actually scrimmed Unveil Nova, their old Sony Asia Champs rivals, and they beat them in a scrim this morning. So I've got a good feeling they're going to be jamming up this one.
Yeah.
Nova obviously dominated throughout previous competitions. In warm-ups on the first day here, we had some practice on Thursday afternoon. I know Rampage went down against Nova, so to know that and keep that in mind, maybe we'll see Rampage just sneak up on them and maybe get the W here. But, you know, it's more than just that hard point. Obviously, we're going to be seeing that S&D and then the uplink on Frost. They might get, you know, done in 3 maps. Maybe the same could be said for Validate Red. But of course, as we set up for Retaliation Hardpoint, I think it's fair to say, just looking at the stats, Validate Red probably the favorites. But I'm looking at Rampage because, Miles, we do not want to sleep on them.
Can't sleep on Rampage. They've got everything to prove here. They've got a fire in their bellies. And I'm excited to see what they're going to bring to the table here. Retaliation Hardpoint is going to be game 1. This is the second game of the day here at the Call of Duty Open in Sydney, presented by PlayStation 4. And boy, howdy, Millboss, am I excited to get this started.
One thing we need to point out, or that I'd like to point out specifically, is Setsi, once again with the FTL jump, not selecting to go with a trait. And we saw this yesterday. He just doesn't do it.
I've been looking, I've been paying close attention to the rig drafts so far in the day, and everyone's been pretty on the ball, but Setsi, dropping it, clearly. You know, you're in the home court, man. You're in the D. And you've dropped it, my man. So what's going on? Anyway, we've got a long day ahead of us, and we've still got Championship Sunday. So if you make it all that way, let's make sure that you are choosing that rig as the perk for FTL jump. Because come on, guys, the devs patched it. They've done their thing. They've done their job. This is on your screen. That's Rampage, guys. They're getting ready. They're getting geared up. That's Ranger on the corner there, and now transitioning over to the other side of the stage. We're going to be seeing Validate Red. Everyone looking pretty ready to go. This game is almost ready to start. Look, James, early predictions. What have you got? Who are you giving this one to? What's your gut say?
My gut says Validate all the way. It's going to be difficult to really call in the later game. We'll have to see how Rampage start, because if they get a good start, maybe they can just carry that momentum through the whole map. We'll have to wait and see, obviously. We've got the game loading up, ready to go. So these players, they're getting into things. They're focused. They're just, you know, I feel like Validate, just the way that we've seen them composed throughout yesterday and just looking at them on stage right now, they are ready to take it to Rampage.
Well, here we go. Game 1, Retaliation Hardpoint. It is going to be Validate Red up against Rampage Gaming, and we're going to kick this one off with Setsi as we see crazy explosions happening down by this first hardpoint, as is per usual. It looks a hell of a lot like a Michael Bay film, and not the best start for Rampage, if I'm honest.
No, there was a double team kill from Ranger because of that car bomb, so that is not going to help Rampage at the start. Validate's been able to get a couple of points on the board early on here, which is definitely a good start from Setsi. He's got a kill already. He's just going to be holding this line of sight through the car window. But he turns around, the game sense from this man, able to find one kill through that. He spots another one down range. Not sure whether he'll be able to pick up that kill, but he's sort of pinched in here, somehow staying alive. Can he get another one there? His teammate's going to help him out, so he doesn't have to do too much. But look at Rampage, they're spawning way out in Broken.
Yeah, tough spawns for Rampage. You can see they're spawning far, far out now, and yeah, the cut-off points from the likes of Validate Red, just flawless. You saw Setsi pick up those 2 kills as they spawned behind him towards Cathedral, and now he's turning around. He's doing a fantastic job of locking this one down and getting ready for that next rotation. We're seeing these players make their moves. They want to take control of Market. That's the ideal spawn they want to be taking here for this next hardpoint, and there's already a bit of contention. Lobby fights going down. One at the bar. Blue gets 1. He gets taken down straight away by JTEX, and now JTEX already going 3-1 on a 2-kill streak. He's going to be looking now from Plat to try to break that setup they have over the hardpoint. Skywhite currently sitting in there, and you know, as far as kills go, both teams looking pretty even thus far. JTEX, though, great awareness, does get that kill. So Skywhite watching back Market. This is an ideal position for them to be in, but he doesn't see that player coming from behind. Poor awareness there as Setsi gets taken down, and Rampage back in control of this hardpoint.
And not only the hardpoint, but the spawns that they want to have for this hill. But there'll be 25 seconds remaining on this one, so Cathedral is the next name of the game. But this hill is very much a money hill. We talk about it a lot. This map in general has quite a few money hills, and Lower Street can be one of those ones that you're able to come back and get a few, like, upwards of 40 points on. And they've done just this, Rampage. Validate, they did very well on the first hill, but not enough, and now the rotations are in effect. Zeppa now on our screen. He's going to be setting up early on. So what's the player who's proning there, able to find that kill onto Grays. Just waiting out for the rest of the contestant from this Rampage squad. But it's such a tight game to start things off.
Yeah, great positioning already from Rampage. They're still in control. Oh, they just lost control of the hard point there, but you saw them control Market. They had that streak covered, and now they're just rotating around, trying to break the setup here. And Setsi with a 3-piece. My good God, man. Someone had his wheat bix this morning. Big kills from him. He's going to be continuing up controlling Market. Look, he pre-aimed just a moment there. He pulled it away, and it cost him a moment, and it cost him a second. And now, look, Rampage, they've just flooded the markets. The prices are rising. There's major inflation. There's apples everywhere. JTEX last man alive. Validate Red. Holding on to that hard point, but it's going to be a big fight for him.
Yeah, he's got 3 players from Rampage pushing him right now. He's going to have to fight them one-on-one if he wants any chance of winning this, but he's not going to be able to do so. So there we go. Rampage, they're going to be able to break that one. Validate, that was so close, but not able to keep that one in control. So they're going to rotate now over towards Broken. And we can see on our mini-map, one player from Rampage is going to be trying to get that early control here. Ranger, he's going to spot the player. I'm not sure exactly where he is. He gets the smackdown on Zeppa, and JTEX goes down to Skywhite too. So Rampage, a perfect rotation, and they've also got the spawns here, so they're going to be set up very nicely on this Broken Hill.
Yeah, nice stuff there from Rampage. I mean, great work there. I mean, still on board with Ranger. He's still got his flechette grenade. He's 200 points away from that Trinity rocket, and here comes the onslaught from the likes of Validate. We'll stay on board with Rangers. He tries to tide the storm and take these players on. Goes down straight away. We're going to have a quick look at Blue, who's also in position, locking that hard point down. No kills for him. Grays, can he make something happen here? He seems to be all alone right now. Gets the contest, shots out, loses the 1v1. JTEX comes out on top.
JTEX with his squad right now. He's going 7 for 4, so a decent start from him. Tyson maybe could step it up a little with only 5 kills to speak of. And speaking of JTEX, he gets another 2-piece there. And that's just textbook JTEX from him. JTEX, I should say. But he will get shut down there eventually now. And you look on the minimap, really everyone's all over the place. There's no one with real control right now. They're going to be trying to get control of this hotel halls. And this patio is so key to holding this hard point.
I mean, this is a whole new team we're seeing here. Rampage Gaming already cracking over that 100 point up against Validate Red. This is not the same squad we saw yesterday playing the Chiefs. This is already looking very good for them. And, you know, kills across the board. Skywhite had a really rough day yesterday. You know, he popped a 3 in like 7 or 20-something in a hard point game. And now already 10 and 11 for his team. He's doing a lot of work for the time there. So a different lineup altogether. But Validate, they will not say die. Keeping it together. Setsy's just got his FTL. He's going 15 and 8 on a 4 streak right now. And he's hungry for more.
Setsy, as he said, that FDL jump could come into effect soon. He has to stay alive here if he wants to work up towards those streaks. He's 350 away from getting his first. He's supposed to play it through the doorway, not able to find that kill. But Zeppa and JTEX, they're going to be alive on the hill, gaining all the points, and that's what it's all about. If you can just delay the pushes from Rampage to be able to let your other teammates get all the objective done, then you're going to be set up for life here. But Zeppa just controlling the last few seconds. They are going to be rotating now once again towards the first hill, which is back on bridge. No one with real control over, you know, specific spawns per se. Validate though, they will get the first few points on this one. Nice shots on towards Tyson from Blue there. And speaking of Skywhite, he's going 14 for 13. He's actually the top of his team. So a good resurgence from him.
God, what a resurgence. You know, he's definitely had a good night of sleep. Maybe he had a nice cup of coffee this morning because he's a totally different player. Ranger actually picking up his 3rd team kill of the game. This is the 3rd time he's killed a member of his team. But hey, look, not a big deal right now. 155 to 113 and rising. Rampage Gaming back in this as they're doing a great job of locking down bridge. They've got those cut-off points covered. They didn't have the bridge outside covered, but great awareness from Ranger. Actually, Blue, sorry, He picked up that kill there on Zeppa, and now still trying to hold on for dear life this hard point. Final 20 seconds, and it looks like they are going to milk the rest of this. You can see on the minimap there's a few players from Validate. It's actually Tyson who's rotating around back on through Hotel. He's going to try and get the pinch on these players down, looking towards the new B. Gets the cut off there on Skywhite. Great job from him. Tyson getting Ranger actually. And then we've got another guy on Plat. Look at this push now. This is a complete turnaround. That hard point was definitely in the hands of Rampage, but the rotation and the cut-off plays was all Validate Red, so great heads-up play from them. The next hard point's basically all theirs.
Absolutely, and right now Validate have complete control over their spawn that they want from Market. As I say that, I have to eat my words because Skywhite comes in from that exact location. He's going to spot one player in Halls, get absolutely drop-shotted, and Setsi there shooting some bodies. He's confident going into the rest of this game here. Once again, patio control can be so influential. Able to spot the player on the catwalk there. Can't finish that kill, so he's just going to back off, allow JTEX to stay alive on this one, and one player's just run straight past him there almost. Nope, not quite able to get that kill. Tyson going to find one around on the staircase, and he just gets absolutely gunned by Blue here. He's going to jump on the hill and get some of the remaining points on this one as we look towards Cathedral, and it looks like Rampage have complete control over the left side of the map. If I bring it up here, you know, the Validate players, they have to push down bridge if they want any chance of getting the first rotation.
It doesn't look like Rampage are in position to take on this push coming from Validate, though. I think Validate will probably be winning this engagement, but let's see how it goes. On board with Graze, he does get a great nade kill there, and he secures himself the Scarab. He's 250 away from the Trinity Rocket, and now, look, kills across the board. 16-16 for Ranger. Blue's picking up the pace as well. We've got Skywhite with 17 kills. On the other side of the board, Validate are outslaying them a little heavy, but that hasn't translated entirely to a huge score lead. And here comes our Scarab. This is going to buy Graze a little bit of time. This is a good position for him to be in. Does hit the hit, but the Tac Mask is going to save him, so he's not going to be slowed down there. In comes the 1v1. Great job from Ranger, staying alive. Big kill there from Graze as well. Trinity Rocket ready, 25 away from Scorchers. This is going to be looking huge. Can't win the 1v1. No, it doesn't happen for him.
But this is at the point where Rampage, they can probably just think about the next hill. I know there's 20 seconds remaining, so they want to do maybe one final push and then maybe keep someone towards the broken area to be able to set up for spawns there. But if I look on the minimap, Zeppa's already there waiting for anyone to push him. No one, though, going to have the balls to do so just at this point. A couple of gunfights going down towards Broken, and 3 players from Rampage are going to push in.
Okay.
He's going to find one.
This
He's
is
got 2 more.
This is the biggest hard point, I think, for Rampage. They absolutely have to win this one. 216 at the moment. This is the biggest hard point they're going to have to get a clawback on this lead. Otherwise, I can see Validate taking this game here, and if they can run this hard point, James, it is completely over.
222 to 187 right now, and Rampage, they're falling behind by quite a significant margin now. Over 40 points here, and Zeppa, he's still got his payload available. That's going to be the active camo. Don't know when he's going to decide to use that one. We'll have to wait and see, but still continuous 3-man pushes from Rampage down this bridge side, and they're not finding anything off it. They're not gaining any map control, and they're spawning way out in the back of the map, and there's the drop air play. Not going to be able to find anything from that. And we are going to be having to look in towards the hotel, the middle of the map. It's such a hard point to hold down, but too bad for Rampage. They're going to go down 250 to 187.
And there it is. 250 to 187. Game 1 goes to Validate Red. Rampage just falling short, but you can't say it wasn't a close game. They had a fantastic mid play there, but you look, the second rotation of hard points, this is where it fell apart from.
Validate